Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog with these two.
No,
I've been threatening to say that all night long.
You're actually going to do that, but you've done that. So, well done. What a compliment. Well done.
And I mean it with utmost respect and dignity, of course. Obviously, we're having cocktails. Cheers, gentlemen.
Yep. Cheers. Oh, sorry. Yep. Cheers.
You got your tampon stuck to that one?
Yeah. Lieutenant lady.
We're just at Easy Speak Easy. I'm doing stuff. I got two cameras tonight. Got one on them, one on me. And I get to edit this tonight too.
Oh my God. Yeah, you got a lot of work to do.
I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. Yeah, so we're just been crazy busy week. All three of us have just been, especially you, Alan.
It's been intense. It's been an intense week.
Just to kind of talk real quick, 9 weeks now, right? So
9 weeks, yeah.
Alan had effectively like a little cut on his, was it ankle or shin?
It's on my ankle, yeah.
Like you scratched it.
It was just a scratch.
Yeah.
It broke the skin.
Yeah. Mosquitoes, bugs are a thing around here. So we were out having, was it home cocktail?
Cocktails, yeah.
And we're having a drink there 2 months ago now. And scratched, broke the skin, and then looked like it was just an infection that kind of went a little bit awry. And that's still like legs swollen, like it was really bad at first. How long did it take you before you went to the doctor? It was like 2-3 weeks?
It took us about 10 days because we went on to antibiotics.
Right.
And after the 10 days, we went to the hospital.
Right.
And they immediately said it, because what did we think it was?
We first thought it was a condition called cellulitis.
Cellulitis, that's right.
Which is inflammation.
Treated with antibiotics.
Yes, inflammation of the skin.
Yeah.
Of course, when that didn't work, we went to the hospital and straight away they said, no, it's a cat.
Fucking cat.
He's allergic to pussy of all types.
Oh my God, that's going to be...
So ladies, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, the hospital straight away said it was DVT clots.
Diverculitis?
No, deep vein thrombosis.
Deep vein thrombosis. Okay.
Yeah.
DVT.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was diverticulitis?
Maybe because you're stupid.
So you had 2 clots.
2 clots, yeah.
And then they put you on meds. One got reduced.
One disappeared altogether.
Okay.
The one in my inside thigh,
top right
that
groin,
completely disappeared. The one behind my knee, they said meds won't do it. You need surgery.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm going for the insurance company to try and get some surgery carried out.
And this is private insurance that you had from back home, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are coming over here and you are thinking that you may need to have things, living proof, things happen that, you never know. You can't plan for
I
it.
certainly recommend that you do not come to a place like Cambodia, which we all know is still a third world country.
Yeah.
And don't think that something...
Upcoming. I think that's the term we're using now.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No. It's But we're product of our time. We can't, like 70s and 80s children, we're going to call it a third world country.
But don't assume that nothing's ever going to go wrong, because we've only been here 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
And there you go. We were so many weeks into the journey, and this has happened.
Yeah, because that would be 3 months of you, almost half of your time you've been here, you've been ill with us. And so just got word today that you're going to hospital.
We're going to Phnom Penh hopefully tomorrow.
Perfect.
To see a surgeon. We were advised to go to Bangkok, but the insurance company said, no, we want you to go to Phnom Penh first, and then we'll see where that leads from now.
Yeah.
What, they couldn't get the border open just for you?
No.
We might be royalty, dear, but not that type of royalty.
Different type of queen.
Sorry, couldn't resist that one.
Hey, I leaned in. I mean, so needless to say, it's been a long week. This week, especially because you've been this has been an ongoing thing with your insurance company for 10 days now.
No, it's about, we started the actual we got the ball rolling
Right.
on Monday.
Monday, okay.
As soon as we walked out of the Niktep Hospital on 7 Makara Road in Siem Reap, everything seemed to have snowballed.
Yeah.
So we then got in touch with the insurance company again and again and again. And then we went to a different hospital to try and get a second opinion.
Yeah.
But that didn't work. Down to money, down to dollars. It didn't work out in our favour, so we just left that alone. And then we thought, right, we've just got to go for the insurance company. We've got to go for the insurance company, because at the end of the day,
You paid for it.
Yeah.
one, we've paid for it, but this is a life or death situation now for Alan.
Yeah.
Whereas we've been advised from the cardiologist in the Niktep Hospital that the blockage in Alan's leg is now affecting the foot. The foot, if it don't get treated, could ulcerate. If it ulcerates, then you could go down the line of maybe some further deep infection.
Right.
Could lead to gangrene. And could go into
So at this stage, it's just the best option is to get it treated and get it taken care of.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you had recommendations here to go to Thailand, correct? Yeah.
We went to 2 hospitals, and they both said your best bet is to go to Bangkok.
Right.
Apparently, it can be done in Phnom Penh, but the quality of care is not as good.
Right.
But of course, I explained this to the insurance company several times, but in their wisdom, they've said, no, we want you to go to Phnom Penh. So obviously, we have to follow their guidance. Yeah.
Now, compared to like hospital and everything back home in the UK, how did you find like your treatment here?
Well, the treatment at the
Niktep
Hospital,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem was it's a slight language barrier.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but you've got to expect that.
Yeah, of course.
The treatment was absolutely fabulous. Yeah.
I mean, the guy, his name was Dr. Lin, Linh,
Okay.
Toho, Toho, at the Niktep Hospital as a cardiologist. Absolutely spot on. He knew what he was doing. He knew exactly where to put the ultrasound,
Right.
and everything, and he showed us image by image of the blockage.
Oh,
He showed
cool.
us- the blockage was.
So you got to see Alan's baby.
He's definitely there.
Did it have a heartbeat? No, not this one.
There was a pulse.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we
It was
got
very good.
Yeah, we
very
got to
good.
see
No
every
complaints at all.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was amazing. So I can't fault Niktep Hospital on 7 Makara Road.
It's just
Yeah.
that they don't have the facilities to
Right.
do the surgery.
Right. And so like that's kind of what it comes down to is like I've heard multiple times since I got here is like general things you get done here in Cambodia. If it's something that they can't take care of, they usually recommend Bangkok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, with the instability that we have currently with the border,
Border closure.
that's like another spanner.
That's
in
that's been a worry.
Spanner in the works. Is that the right term?
Spanner in the works,
Yes.
definitely.
Turning
That's
British.
been the biggest worry because
I thought I was going to turn Japanese, but I'm not.
we thought we were going to have to go to Thailand via taxi, ambulance, whatever,
Right.
to get to Thailand. Now with the issue with the Cambodian,
That option was cut off.
it's gone.
But they do say currently that if there is a medical emergency, that would bypass
yeah,
it, right?
I would imagine that's as long as you are in an ambulance, and
going,
you
yeah.
are being carried across that
Right.
border.
Right.
But
But there's a lot of question marks if that would
there's
happen, right?
question marks,
Yeah.
and you don't know. You are not guaranteed that you're going to get through that border. So that means that journey all the way to
Which is
Poi
2.5 hours.
Yeah, all the way to Poi Pat.
Right.
To go through the, and I hope I pronounce this right, the Aranthrapat
I think so.
border.
Yeah.
Get there and you say, no, you can't come through. That means we've all got to come all the way back
yeah.
into Siem Reap. Then get to the Angkor Siem Reap International Airport. Then fly out. And of course today, Alan's been told that with the medical condition that he's got,
Right.
we can't go on a standard.
On a scheduled flight.
Yeah.
If we were to go to Bangkok, we'd have to be medevac.
Medevac, yeah.
Private plane.
Yeah.
So that could be a reason why they've said go to Phnom Penh.
Right. Yeah, because that's going to be tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's international transport.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
With a medical team.
yeah,
The thing is, as well, it's not just about us getting on that medevac plane. It's basically there's got to be a team that's got to fly from Thailand to get here,
yeah, and then back.
then make sure that Alan gets on correctly, and we have to go through the passport control procedures and blah blah blah. Then get on the plane, and they then take us to
The hospital.
The
Whichever hospital.
whatever hospital in Thailand. But you know, fingers crossed. Even now, while we're filming, as you're filming,
Yeah,
we are still waiting for a phone call to come through at this point.
yeah.
To get to Phnom Penh tomorrow.
And this is
Yeah.
what? This is
8 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
7:15.
Yeah.
You know, on the 29th of June. Yeah, I know. Where's
My
time
brain's
gone?
still thinking it's February.
I know. I know.
Honestly, does it feel like it's been months since we were at the New Year celebration, the water celebration?
No.
Like, and that's basically when we were like first started hanging out
Yeah.
and met
Yeah.
too. It was like within a few weeks of that.
Wasn't long after you got back from Vietnam,
Yeah,
from
Yeah.
Dalat,
yeah,
because that's when we hooked up. I.e., we'd seen your vlogs over the year, not over the years,
well, yeah, year and a half.
over the months.
Yes, year and a half. Yeah.
And you know, we've always been in contact. We've always liked your stuff that you've always put onto your channel, and it's
Except
been
that drag
amazing.
show I went to here, and
And the what? sorry?
except that drag show I went to. That
Oh,
was
yeah, that was funny. that was funny. But that's a completely different story.
now to kind of change subject matter real quick. Yesterday, you guys got to meet up with Austin.
Yes, Austin.
So Austin messaged me. Trying to think, Tuesday or Wednesday of this week that he was going to be in town later on in the week, and then he messaged, and then he asked me if I knew anybody that would be interested in, meeting up with him. And so we're at the gym Wednesday, wasn't it, or Friday?
Jim on no, it's Friday.
Friday. So yeah, I had dinner with him Thursday. So God, time fucking
You
flies.
messaged me in the evening.
Yeah. So because I asked if you guys were interested in having a chat, and Austin met up with you guys yesterday, and
Yeah, he's such a cool guy.
oh, he's awesome.
An amazing
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I love
Lovely
him.
guy. Honestly, he's his English is very good for a Nigerian.
Nigerian, yeah.
And understood every word that he had to say.
And he does a really good job of pulling information out of you subtly.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
because he
so.
just asks little pointed questions and just kind of like lets you flow.
Yeah.
Doesn't interrupt, doesn't interject, lets it just happen. And
Yeah.
It just puts you at ease, really.
he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
I just want to see his channel kind of go.
Yeah,
And God, he loves Cambodia.
he does.
Like it's
His
not an
heart is
act.
definitely here.
Oh yeah,
It's
there's
here.
no act with him at all.
No.
He's 100% here. So that's upcoming. As soon as you guys are back, we're gonna have a discussion and go in depth about how everything went with Austin.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're hoping, and I pray to God this evening that we can actually get some form of answer for a phone call, that we could be on our way to Phnom Penh at some
Hopefully in the
point
morning.
tomorrow morning. There's a schedule that we've got to be in Phnom Penh for tomorrow
Yeah.
between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. to see the vascular surgeon, and we'll take it from there. And obviously, we'll keep you up to date on whatever's going on.
And of course, I will update you guys with interjections of like, hey, I got word back from the guys. This is what's happening. So, and then when they get back, we'll go into more detail. But yeah, I wanted to kind of just chat with you guys about the whole medical thing here, because I know it's a concern. A lot of people are worried about what happens if something happens to me when I'm over there.
And it's very important as well.
Yeah, because I haven't had it happen to me, so I don't have firsthand experience with what goes on. But I because we hang out, we spend a lot of time together. Like I've been kind of living vicariously through you, and at no point do I think that the service or anything that the healthcare you've been getting here has been substandard at all.
No.
But when you go back to it, when we had our little soiree back at our apartment on the 23rd of April,
Yeah,
which is back in the UK, St George's Day.
St George's Day. Yeah,
That was the thing. And it was the day before or that day that your leg started.
Day before.
Day before, yeah.
Yeah.
So you think this has been going on since the 22nd of April, and we're now almost at the very end of June. I mean, lucky enough, he's not passed away with some form of blood hemorrhage, clot, whatever,
Right.
to the brain, the heart, whatever.
So,
It's worrying. It's just been constantly worrying.
but so the one behind your knee, has that shifted and moved now, or is it still there?
At the minute, it's still in place.
Okay.
Yeah, which is good. Obviously.
But it's just now affecting your foot.
It's my
Calf.
calf,
Okay.
my ankle, and my foot.
Okay.
Are very
So
swollen.
it's just affecting the blood circulation, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
So-
down to about 10% apparently.
I know we were talking earlier, talking about maybe they're doing a stent. Is that still the discussion? What may happening?
No, basically what they've said now is they're looking to remove the clot altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so by removing it, that everything else should come back in line.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should. But again, that's what we've been told. What we'll understand more and further
Right.
is actually when we actually stand face to face with some form of consultant, and we'll just go from there. We'll go from there.
And I know your insurance is going to be covering it. Because you've been out of pocket for your visit so far.
Well, we've paid out of pocket so far.
Right.
We've sent them the receipts.
Right. And they'll
Well,
reimburse
They
you.
may reimburse, but
Right.
obviously, probably in Canada, the US, you have an excess.
Right.
So you might lose the first $200, £200.
Yeah, we call it deductibles, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got an excess.
I mean, we're,
Yeah.
we're roughly about $300 down
Okay.
at the moment.
That's not bad considering the number of times you've been to the hospital.
No,
I don't care.
No.
As long as he's fixed and he's back on the road and we can do our walking, enjoy scenery.
So what's that? 4 or 5 consults you've had with the doctor since you?
Five.
5.
Yeah.
Five.
So what you're looking at $50 each? 60?
It depends. The first time we went into the Neat Seat Hospital, we had the first bill of $86.
Okay.
That was to do with the fact that Alan went in, spoke to a consultant.
Right.
The consultant then pushed Alan to do an ECG.
Right.
From the ECG, we then went to another consultant, cardiologist,
Okay.
that done the ultrasound.
Okay.
It was the cardiologist that then said, sorry to say, this is what you've got,
Okay.
this is how we need to proceed. And then it's the medication on top, the anticoagulants.
So do you know the name of that medication?
Yeah, Rivaxo, Rivaxo.
And how much was that setting you back for your prescription here?
When we first went on to them, it was 15 micrograms per tablet, and
Okay.
that worked out $9.50 for a pack of 10.
Okay.
So, that
So
was twice
about
a day.
$1 a piece, roughly.
And then when Alan had been under the hospital for a certain period of time,
Right.
he took Alan off of the 30, because obviously it's 15
Right.
morning, 15 night time. So that was 30, brought him down to 20 micrograms one time a day in the morning as
Okay.
soon as he got up. And we've been on that ever since. That's
Okay.
it. That's
Cost $12.
and they're $12 for 10 tablets.
Okay. And it's twice a week day?
No,
once a day.
Once a day, okay.
Once a day.
Okay. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Did you price check what that would cost back home? Like, do you have any idea?
To be honest, I
We don't pay for.
Your meds are free, right?
They're not free now, but in the UK you can buy a certificate for 1 year.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it's free for that year.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it costs very little.
Yeah, because in Canada, ours are subsidized, and you pay. It's at the hospitals, like you pay like a handling fee for it to be counted,
Yeah.
and then some prescriptions you have to pay a little bit out of pocket, but a lot of it's covered by our government.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., nightmare. Oh yeah. I knew somebody that was getting a boil, just like a pimple type thing.
To be large.
Yeah. I think it was $12,000 US.
Really? Just
Yeah.
for a...
Yeah.
Wow.
And just to go in, doctor procedure, insurance covered it. Yeah. I think it was like $12,000 or $15,000.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as an American coming over here, like insurance would be a no-brainer. Like you just maintain it. So if you're coming over for anything, I have no idea I'm not recommending anything over anything else. Do your own homework. I have my insurance that I have that it was with a company that I worked with. That's actually expiring in September, so I have to look for something after that.
Start doing
Yeah. But I'll be working at that stage, so I'll try to figure out something here locally. But
I'd recommend to anyone, please don't come here or don't come anywhere in South Asia thinking that you're never going to be involved in either an accident or a medical issue or anything down that line, because nothing has happened to put Alan into this situation.
No.
But it's just happened, and it was so quick.
well, it was just like you said, it was a scratch that just kind of
Yeah, but
aggravated and
the actual was it cardiologist?
Cardiologist.
Yeah. We asked. I said, "What's caused this? Was it the flight?" He went, "When did you fly?" We said, "Maybe 3 months ago." He said, "No chance." He said, "Do you have cancer? Have you had any serious illness?" I said, "No, not at all." He went, "It can just happen to maybe a small percentage, maybe 10-20% of people." He said, "It just happens for no reason." So you could be that 10 or 20% of a person.
so you won the lottery, but not the kind you wanted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
I will also say, what insurance, even if you buy it here,
Yeah.
at our age, our ripe old age,
Yeah.
is very, very expensive.
It's dear. Yeah.
You know, it's alright if you come here in your 20s and 30s, you can get it for a very reasonable.
Oh yeah, like $20 a month
Yeah,
type of thing.
but at our age, you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is something you really have to look
Yeah.
into.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not going into costs of anything for insurance. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's a private issue. You do you guys
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
because every country's different. Everybody has pre-existing conditions or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Everything shifts.
Yeah.
But if you're coming over and you're worried about the care that you would get over here, I wouldn't, because like, as worrying as it was when you went in, I remembered after you went in and visited the doctor, like that weight off your shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
I knew that you felt that you had been taken care of. You had a better understanding of what was happening, and like,
Yeah.
and then it was just a waiting game for waiting to see if the medication was going to take care of things.
I think as soon as the diagnosis came through, first of all, that Alan had DVT,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, because you read the horror stories.
Yeah,
Man, woman, child, whatever, on a plane, DVT, whoosh, dead.
yeah,
Lucky enough, even though we were on the understanding that it could have been cellulitis at the beginning,
yeah,
but then turned into DVT. I mean, the fact that we got a very quick diagnosis and the fact we went straight on to
Yeah.
anticoagulants straight away it's obviously saved Alan's life.
Oh yeah, because that was within weeks. Like it was not. Like no, because 10 days basically of the antibiotics,
Yeah.
and then you were, as soon as you visited the hospital and he said you had DVT, you were on medication right away.
Yeah. We were straight,
So-
first tablet 9 o'clock that night.
Yeah, so like even back home in Canada, I know that kind of like seeing a cardiologist or that, you're looking at weeks, if not sometimes months,
Yeah.
of waiting to see a doctor. So here, you go into the hospital, and that day, basically, you were in seeing a cardiologist.
Within
It was
probably
minutes.
30 minutes.
It was
Yeah.
minutes.
Within half an hour, yeah.
It was
So
minutes.
what was, like you said, it was $86 for the first consult?
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, going back to that.
Yeah.
It was $86 for the first consultation. The next consultation was $44. That included $30 for him to do the ultrasound again.
Okay.
And then it was $14 for the tablets. So basically.
Oh, so you paid for the meds and the consult?
Yeah, the tablets came every time. Then the next time it was just $30. The next time was $30. And then we done your final one on the 23rd of June. And that's when basically he wrote the report saying that, look, I'm really sorry. There is absolutely nothing else that I can do.
Right.
I've done my part. You have to remain on the 20 micrograms of Rivaxo.
And you're still on that now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anticoagulants. But you do need, as an urgent course of action, you need to
Surgery.
get this sorted. You're going to land up losing probably your foot if you don't get this sorted.
Now, you also went back because, like, that initial report that he gave you, there were some, like, grammatical errors and some English
just
errors.
Mistakes in the English.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you can understand. We went
Absolutely.
back, and he was totally happy to see us.
And he didn't charge you for that second.
No, he
yeah.
didn't.
He done the MRI scans, done all the printouts, rectified the mistakes. He said no charge at all. So you know, you can't fault.
They can't fault any of that.
No.
No.
And you know what? I've actually got the guy on Telegram, and he's been in touch with us to make sure that Alan's been okay. So there's your aftercare for somebody that don't really know you,
No.
but has tried to really try his best to look
But he like it's not just doctor, but there's care. Like
yeah.
like it's the Hippocratic Oath actually has meaning for these for this person, you know.
And he was such a lovely guy.
Yeah.
He's such a lovely guy.
There you go.
He really was.
So definitely took a lot of the fear out of me for if anything ever happened to me. I haven't heard a single horror story in Cambodia. The only thing I've ever heard was like, yeah, some things you'll have to go travel to get taken care of.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay. So
I mean, we were quite willing to go through to Bangkok. You know, we would have afforded the plane ourselves.
of course.
We would have got Alan there, blah, blah, blah. It would have been done. But no, insurance said, no, you cannot get on that plane. You've got to be medevaced away from Siem Reap.
So what medevac would have been an ambulance type of thing, right?
It would have been basically almost a private plane with all the medical
Okay.
attributes
So
to it.
because of the condition, they don't want you to fly without care in case something happens.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously you hear the horror stories. If you fly with DVT, the pressure in the cabin is going to push it straight to your heart, or straight to your brain, or wherever.
Why can't it just push it out your ass?
Well, that'd be amazing. Because then you wouldn't have to go to Thailand,
Yeah.
would you?
It's like,
But no,
woohoo!
it looks
I
like,
had a baby.
but it looks like that we're going down the line of Phnom Penh. So we're not having to be flown anywhere.
Yeah.
So we've got to do the journey. It's going to be a 5 or 6 hour journey, and then we've got the whole day where we may spend in the hospital. But it doesn't matter as long as Alan is sorted. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit.
And you guys know if anything you need, if you need anything from me, I'm
Yeah. Well, we've got you on WhatsApp, Telegram,
Speed dial.
Messenger,
comment section.
Facebook, and also
You got me on Instagram.
I'll also be roaming on Metphone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it won't be. No.
Yeah, it's like-
mad.
Yeah, he's roaming in Metphone in the same country.
It's because I've still got Thailand in my
In his head, he thinks Phnom Penh is like on the other side of the world.
Oh fuck it! I am brain dead.
No,
I am brain dead.
what it is, like you've had so many things happen over the course of the last 8-9 weeks. Like, you know,
Yeah.
right now you finally have a touch of closure. It's going to be happening.
like
Like
I said-
tomorrow is a very important day.
But like I said to you today, and I don't mind repeating this for the camera, we walked out of our apartment today, and I just said to Alan, I feel that I'm on a bit of a low today. I can't put my finger on it. And he went, oh, you'll be all right. I burst into tears.
Of course.
And I didn't have a fucking clue why I was crying. I just could not put into words why I was crying. But it's just been 9 weeks of watching Alan go from someone that's so strong to walking everywhere, where we've had to raise his leg at every opportunity.
Yeah.
We can't go out walking anywhere, or not too often.
Yeah.
Because you can't put the added pressure onto the leg, because you're fearing, right, are you as an individual going to move that blood clot yourself to cause him to have a heart attack or an embolism?
There's nothing in walking that is necessary for like to fix this.
Yeah.
Like the clot's there.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything. But would walking or exercise or anything have something to do with, you know?
Yeah.
You can't fix this with exercise. This is something you have to get done
No, it's got to be
with surgery.
It's the surgery. It's the surgery.
So on a happy note,
Sorry, folks.
no, but it like obviously we're having a drink and we're unwinding and relaxing because you guys are dealing with your
Shit.
stuff and
It's been,
you know,
it's been absolute shit.
but you guys have been helping me out with like the stuff that I've been dealing with and you know, so like we're all here for each other. So
Yeah.
make friends
Yeah.
You need
if you're coming over here. It's necessary.
You need friends out here.
Oh, yeah.
You need friends.
Yeah.
all walks of life, all shapes and persons, whatever. You need to have good friends.
Yeah. And I've mentioned before, like as an introvert, the person that just likes to be in my own skin and at my own place. And like even last night, we're talking about going out, and I did the dumb by having 3 cups of coffee and 2 cups of tea and a big bowl of pho. And I wondered why I was shattered when I got home last night.
You mean jumping back and forth to the toilet?
I was a fucking Mexican jumping bean. I was just like, whee! I thought I had electric shock running through my body for like hours.
Oh dear.
I will say this, if you are going to have a bowl of pho over at the Vietnamese coffee and noodle soup, their coffee is real. It's legitimate Vietnamese coffee. She buys it and orders it in from Vietnam, and she does it the drip way, like our coffee pots.
Yeah.
She does it the traditional way.
Yeah.
That stuff is fucking pure caffeine, wildfire, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It tastes like candy. Hurts like a motherfucker for hours afterwards.
Well, going back to where we were filming with Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Sabov.
what was it?
Sabov.
Sabov, right. So yesterday when we was at Sabov, I had that lovely Americano
Yep.
on ice.
Yep. I had the same.
And I went outside with Austin. We were chatting so well. I think I had 3 sips. And then when I came back to sit with you,
Yep.
and Alan went off with Austin to do his bit, I was like,
And I was already a half a cup in.
oh
Lost the
my
tea.
God.
Yeah, because did you get the 7,000 real coffee, the strong bean?
I had, yes, it was the strong bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one is 85.15. So it's a nice blend.
Yeah,
but
it's lovely.
the taste is great.
Yeah, beautiful.
But, so yeah, yesterday I ended up having a cup of tea that Alan found strong. I was like, oh, this is like water to me. And then I had the coffee while I was there. Then we went out for a walk. Then I went to go to a movie. Thankfully, I sat there for 2 hours or an hour and a half. 2 hours with the credits. Then I went and had the bowl of pho, and I had coffee and a tea there. And I had coffee before I left my house. So by the time I was done, and it would be 4:30, 5 o'clock, 4:30.
Yeah.
I left the restaurant, and I started walking, and I got to Temple Cafe,
And it started raining.
and it just started to downpour, and the skies were like the same color they are now, except it was like still daylight. Like it was dark skies. So I got in the tuk-tuk, and I got home. As I got home, like he has to make a U-turn right around my place. As soon as he started doing the U-turn and all the sides were open on the tuk-tuk, it was just like golf balls coming down, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get soaked. But I didn't get soaked. I have no idea what kind of like magic he had around the tuk-tuk.
Ran.
Oh, well, there's enough canopy around my place, so I got in. But as soon as I got to my door, the skies went whoosh.
Yeah.
And that's when I messaged you and asked when you were going out, and they're like, you guys are like, oh, we're just going to be out for a little bit. I'm like, I'm staying home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I just was like, who needs drugs when you've got coffee? I should have had alcohol. It would have calmed me down.
Yeah.
It probably would have made me shit myself. I got to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, don't go down that line.
No, been down there before.
I'd start calling you somebody else.
Shits McGee. Anyway, I'm calling it here. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and
bless you, Sean.
and thank you for sharing what's happened. So, and I know you don't owe me anything, and I don't owe the discussion. So I greatly appreciate that you opened up for everything. So we'll see you guys in our next one. I would point you to their socials, but you find them in
Social.
Yeah, they don't have a YouTube channel. In the comments, tell them how many times they should open up their own channel, and I'll send the word over to them. I'm a bitch. Hey, I'll see you guys soon in our next one. Take care, everybody. Oh yeah, let me do the thing. If you like my content, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you're still here and you're so inclined, there'll be a link over here on Alan Deaton's face here. Oh, fucking do it that way. Good luck, Sean, trying to figure out how to do that one in post.
Counts.
I'm the cunt. Later, everybody.